2 nights ago, a win in Chicago allowed the Wild to clinch their third consecutive playoff spot. Now 2 games remain to get healthy and tune up for the postseason. The Nashville Predators are a point behind the Blues in the Central Division race with 2 games left to play. They battle for the division crown. The Wild in the Music City tonight. 2 games remain in the regular season for each of these teams, and still much to be determined. The Wild have clinched a playoff spot. They currently hold the top wild card in the West. Still 4 potential opponents for them. Nashville a point behind St. Louis, still with an outside shot to be the number 1 overall seed in the West. Much to play for the Preds, who still have 6 potential first-round playoff opponents. Inside Bridgestone Arena in Nashville with Mike Greenlay, I'm Anthony LaPanta. Mike Yeo now knows his team is in the playoffs. It allows him the luxury of giving guys a night to get healthy, and he's juggled his lineup tonight.
Yeah, to say the least. I mean, it really looks different here, but the Minnesota Wild have a lot of bodies. They have a lot of guys that they want to give a couple games to here, maybe just 1 game, but you look at the lineup, and I think what Mike Yeo's trying to do here is just keep some balance throughout his lineup. He did keep Koivu, Zucker, and Stewart together. Obviously, they want to get Zucker acclimated with Koivu and Stewart. They showed great chemistry the other night. But the rest of the lineup, it just juggles around, and that may not even stay the same. Mike Yeo might move things during the game as well.
Jason Zucker just returned in Chicago 2 nights ago. He had left playing some of his best hockey. 2 goals in 4 games. He picked up right where he left off against the Hawks.
And I guess the benefit of having an upper body injury is you still get to skate and you still get to work out. But he did say to me near the ends of the periods, his legs got a little bit heavy. But that's one thing that Jason Zucker will always do is show speed. He has a lot of jump, and it's not just top-end speed. It's going 0 to 60 very quickly, and he is able to jump into holes, get into lanes, and create situations where people can hit him with a pass, just like Stewart did the other night. Looking forward to his game getting better and better here as Zucker finds his way and finds his game shape.
One of his challenges tonight will be one of the biggest, toughest, most physical defensemen in the league, Shea Weber. Everybody knows he can shoot the puck. He can also lay the lumber.
And you remember the last time the Wild were in this building, he just put a pounding on Zach Parise. Now, Zach Parise continues to battle and continues to get into lanes. Jason Zucker's now going to have to face that kind of punishment. But Weber's a big guy. You got to try and beat him to the net. A lot of times Weber will go for that big hit. That's where you can roll off of him and get to the net and score some goals. So the Wild will have to be very wary when Weber's on the ice, and he's on the ice quite a bit.
Weber and the Predators still chasing a division crown. Tonight, they will face a Wild team with somebody other than Devan Dubnyk between the pipes. For the first time in a Wild sweater, he's a healthy scratch. Wild in Nashville tonight to battle the Predators. They'll do it with Darcy Kemper in the nets. He makes his first start in more than 3 months.
And for Darcy Kemper, this has got to feel like the first few games of the season with how much time it's been since he's played. Darcy Kemper has to get his mind right in this hockey game. Pick up the pace, find the puck as it comes over the blue line, and really start playing his game the way he knows how. Mike Yeo has confidence in him.
He's been working hard, and I think that there was a time there where there was an awful lot of pressure on both our goalies, and with that, our team, I don't think, was playing our best game in front of them. So our game in front of our goaltenders has been better, and hopefully we give them a good chance to succeed tonight. My message to Darcy, plain and simple, is none of us really know what to expect. He looks really good in practice, and we're obviously all hopeful that he can come in and play a great game. What I want to see is him not focused on the score, just going out there and battling on every shot right now. And, hopefully as the game's going on, getting stronger through his game.
Kemper and the Wild will face a Predators team trying to win the Central Division. Opening face-off at Bridgestone Arena is next. Bridgestone Arena in Nashville tonight. The Wild and the Predators, each with 2 games remaining in the regular season, each knowing they will head to the playoffs, neither knowing who their first-round opponent will be. Ceremony here honoring longtime equipment manager Pete Rogers on his 2000th professional game tonight. An astounding number. Our Northland Ford starting goaltenders.
Well, we talked about Darcy Kemper, and he really has to treat this like he's coming out of training camp. He's had tons of practice, but he needs to find the pace. Pekka Rinne, he still doesn't have his game from the beginning of the season, but he's still a pretty good goaltender. Pekka Rinne is the kind of goaltender that can carry you a long way in the postseason. And they're hoping that his game does just that. Darcy Kemper just wants to find some continuity with his game and also some mental strength. For some of the situations he's gone through, he's seen some very high highs and some very low lows.
Kemper has not started since January the 6th. He hasn't appeared in a game since January 20th when he came on in relief of Devin Dubnyk in Detroit. That night he stopped all 14 shots that he faced, helped the Wild earn a point in come-from-behind fashion against the Red Wings. We're underway in Nashville, where Minnesota has already won twice this season. We take a look at the Minnesota lineup. Zucker, Koivu, Stewart. That line remains intact. Bergenheim takes the spot of Zach Parise on the Granlund-Pominville line. Matt Cook back for Minnesota. He'll skate with Coyle and Schrader, and Kyle Brodziak centers Carter and Fontaine on the 4th line. The defensive pairings are the same. Suter with Brodin, Scandella with Spurgeon, and Leopold with Dumba. Mike Yeo said it was likely Nate Prosser would return on the blue line Saturday when this team closes the regular season in St. Louis against the Blues.
Well, for Darcy Kemper, it's going to be incumbent upon him to find the pace of the game very quickly. It's not an easy thing. The goaltenders have to, first of all, pick up the speed of the players and how fast they're moving, but you also have to pick up the speed of the puck. So it's a double duty for him, and tracking the puck as it comes over the blue line and with passes across the zone, he's just going to have to be very sure about his movements.
Jordan Schrader in on the forecheck for Minnesota. Loose puck scooped up by the Predators, and they start back. From center ice, Ellis hammers it into the Minnesota zone. Forsberg battling along the end wall, chased by Brodin. Plays it up high to the point. Ellis' shot tipped and then controlled by Brodin. Plays it out for Schrader at neutral ice. Schrader kicks it ahead to Matt Cook. Cook absorbs a hit as he plays the puck into Nashville territory. Cook heads to the bench on a change. Been a long time since we've seen Matt Cook on the ice for Minnesota. He hasn't played since early February. Bergenheim into the Nashville zone, just too far for Pominville. Puck along the boards. Wilson has it for Nashville. Plays it in behind the net. Jones scoops it up there for the Preds. Santorelli relayed to the line. It comes out to center where Granlund turns it back. Bergenheim knocked to the ice by Jones. He plays it into the Nashville zone. Wild make a change as the Predators set up in their own zone. Seth Jones with it. Slides it across to Ekholm, who comes to center. Puck comes in where Stallberg plays it around behind the net. Yarncroke back in for Cullen. Cullen trying to sneak past Spurgeon, but Spurgeon strips him of the puck. Now Cullen has it back, and it's poke checked away. An aggressive play by Marco Scandella. That battle continues, and the puck deflects off the glass and out of play. Our Toyota Keystat, Minnesota, trying to tie an NHL record tonight with their 12th consecutive road win over the last 11. They've won in spite of the fact that they haven't cashed in on the power play. They haven't had many opportunities with the extra man. And the note on the bottom, probably as important as any, they have been tied or behind after 2 periods, including in Chicago a couple of nights ago. 6 of the last 7 games on the road, and have come back to win all of those.
Well, that screams of good structure. That screams of great goaltending and also of penalty killing. And Minnesota Wild have been good in all of those areas. They keep a stable game when they're playing on the road. And they play the same style, and they hustle. They outwork teams and eventually wear them down. That's why they're able to come back in so many of those games. But that's a remarkable number.
Forsberg in for Nashville, and he scores. Beat Darcy Kuemper from the top of the circle. And the Predators have an early lead.
Well, if there's a guy you don't want getting the first or second shot of the game, it's Forsberg. He's got a cannon of a shot, obviously has a lot of speed, and just a real quick bust into the zone here. And just a tough thing to have to face right off the hop. You'd have liked to seen him get a few shots. This puck was on edge, too, so from a goaltender's perspective, I tell you, it's very tough to figure out where that puck's going to go, because it can stay low if a guy cups his stick, and it can go very high very quickly on a rising shot. For the player, well, sometimes he doesn't always know knows where it's going either, but he has the benefit of a little trickery, I guess, if that puck's wobbling like it is. So hopefully Darcy Kuemper can pass this test really quickly here.
25th goal of the season for Forsberg. He started play tonight 1 point behind Johnny Gaudreau among all rookies in the National Hockey League. At the 62nd point of the year for Forsberg. Koivu plays down low. Zucker deflects to the corner. He's knocked to the ice by Josi. This the top defensive pairing for Nashville. Josi and Weber. And Rene senses trouble, so covering will get a face-off in the Predator zone.
Well, Zucker is going to be tested here in this game, and we talked a little bit about it already, but it's going to be a bit of a physical test for him. Zach Parise faced a lot of that the last time they were here, and if they're going to be stood up all night long by that Josi-Weber pairing, then they're going to see a lot of physical play. They're going to see a lot of punishment. So this will be the kind of test that Zucker maybe was looking for. He did see some physical play against Chicago, but nothing like what he'll see here this evening, and this is the kind of test that he really needs to see where he's at in terms of strength and endurance.
Matt Dumba back in his own zone. Dumba, one of the top scorers among rookie defensemen. Third in that department with 8 goals this season. Only Aaron Ekblad in Florida and John Klingberg in Dallas can top his number. Jones behind the net for Nashville. Stahlberg tipped it to the line, but Leopold holds for Minnesota. Now Jones has it. Bothered by Granlund. Pominville got a stick on it, but now Stahlberg at center dumps it in for Nashville. Stahlberg in on the forecheck. Leopold hit by Cullen, and the puck squirts free. Bergenheim finds Pominville at neutral ice, but he could not handle the pass cleanly off of his skate, and it's back into Nashville territory. Ekholm has it there for the Predators. Jones pushes forward, chased by Matt Cook. Schrader got a stick on it. Spurgeon plays it out to center, where Schrader collects it for Minnesota. To Cook at center, he dumps it in. Cook, Coyle, and Schrader, the forward trio here for Minnesota. Jones back to play it. His pass hit Cook in the skate. Schrader trying to catch up with it, but the Predators have it. And now it's Jones behind the net. Through neutral ice, Smith was unable to redirect, and it's icing against Nashville.
Well, another player who's made his way back in and obviously very happy is Matt Cook. He's missed so much time this season, 2 very, very lengthy stretches of being injured. And Matt Cook, after surgery, spent a lot of time working and getting his conditioning back, and still working on that, of course. Game shape is a lot different than practice shape. And Matt Cook will bring a lot of energy. He brings physical. He's got a reputation naturally, and that brings something as well.
Wilson rings it around. Smith has it along the boards. Smith, watched closely by Suter, plays it out to the point. The long shot goes wide from Ellis. Wilson in the corner. Hounded by Brodin as he plays it back down low. Ellis turns, fires on goal, and Kuemper makes the save.
Well, I was watching for what the next shot or the next test for Kemper was going to bring. And even though it was an angle shot from the wall, he didn't give up the rebound. He caught it, and he caught it square. So hopefully Darcy Kemper can get the mindset back as he rolls through this hockey game. You see Nicholas Backstrom in a backup role. Dubnyk in street clothes here this evening.
Mike Yost said he wanted Dubnyk to just get a complete night off, a mental break as much as anything else. Puck comes to center where Brodziak has it for Minnesota. Flips it into the Nashville zone. Ellis behind the net. Carter on the forecheck for Minnesota. Fontaine got a stick on it. Brodin holds for the Wild. Karam's off the end wall, and Rinne covers up with Carter nearby. Forsberg with an early goal for Nashville. Predators lead 1-0.
Finding his game again and finding his footwork, which is very important for defensemen. And the other night in Chicago, watch his gap control. All the Wild defensemen need to be good at this and marking your player that's getting the puck. A lot of times they'll get it in speed, and look at the way he's able to close the time and space that player gets the puck. Again here in a different circumstance. Marks his player, sees where he has to go, cuts him off, angles him, and is physical. Marco Scandella has been so good when he's playing his best. He does that all night long. He told me he's worried about that part of his game more than the offensive side, since guys like Dumba and other players have picked up their offensive game, but he wants his game at top speed when he hits the postseason, and he's looking pretty good lately.
Scored 9 goals for Minnesota. I asked him about his shot and if he felt comfortable truly just unleashing at this point. And he said that he did. He's still a little bit worried how it'll feel, but he hasn't had as many opportunities in game situations to really let it rip.
Would love to see that shot come back, though, Anthony. We've marveled at the velocity of that shot, and the Wild have a couple guys that can, I talked to Rick Wilson, the coach for the Minnesota Wild, and he said to have guys that can back players up or at least make them pay a price when you shoot the puck is really, it's a great thing to have. Of course, we've talked about Shea Weber with the Predators, but when the Wild have guys like Dumba and Scandella that can really unleash the puck, it makes a huge difference. These guys can score from the blue line. A lot of players can't do that.
Zucker in for Minnesota. Saved by Rinne. Zucker wins a puck battle along the wall. Got it to Stewart. Koivu out front. Couldn't get a shot away. And Neal slides it out to center ice. Best chance of the night so far for Minnesota. As we near the 7-minute mark of the first period, an early goal by Philip Forsberg has Nashville in front 1-0. Drop pass from Ribeiro. Ribeiro has it again in the corner. He plays it up high. Josi. Jones fakes the shot. He's cut off there by Pominville. Around behind, Neal deflected it, but Suter controls. And now Bergenheim for the Wild. Finds Pominville at the Nashville blue line. He lost the puck to Forsberg. Forsberg back in for the Predators. Double teamed along the boards. Bumped off the puck by Leopold. Granlund lost it behind the net. Neal trying to jam it in, but Kemper covers up.
Well, we talked about this in our open, the speed, the ability to find a lane and get scoring chances. Right there, I had Stewart coming down the side, just wasn't able to find a true lane to give him the puck, but a good job by Zucker taking that shot. We talk so often about it. Then the other little miscue in their own end, and good to see Darcy Kemper alert, covering that puck up.
Dumba plays it ahead and hops by Schrader. Ekholm flips it back in for the Predators. Santorelli in on the forecheck. Coyle hustles after it in the corner for Minnesota. Charlie Coyle floats it up through neutral ice. Cook relays it in, and with Schrader bearing down, Rinne hangs on. Attention season ticket holders, you can earn bonus points through Wild Rewards. Enter the code PLAYOFFS under your My Profile page. Receive 100 bonus points. The offer ends at midnight tomorrow.
Yeah, very relieved feeling after that game in Chicago as the Wild clinch a spot in the postseason dance. A lot of smiles. A very happy airplane here to Nashville.
Rinne makes the stop and then shovels the rebound back inside to cover. Wild will be headed to the postseason for the third consecutive year. Nashville back in the playoffs for the first time since 2012. That was the last year Ryan Suter was here when they reached the second round before being knocked out by the Coyotes. Ekholm plays it into the Minnesota zone. Scandella turns it back for the Wild. Stallberg brings it in offside, and we'll get a neutral zone draw.
Going to be interesting to see different players in this lineup. Obviously, Matt Cook comes in. You have Bergenheim, who's been out for a little bit. He comes back in. So there's a few players, and even some of the fourth-line guys that we've talked about in the past. This game actually is going to resonate a little bit in the coaches' minds, and so their job is to have a kind of game that if they do need to be called upon in the postseason, then Mike Yeo thinks, yeah, you know what? He had a good game here in Nashville. Let's use him. Like that's how you get yourself back in the lineup if you find yourself on the way out, or you find yourself as a bubble-type player, which the Wild have a few right now just because of the number of bodies. A big game here for a lot of the Wild players that found themselves in the lineup.
Fontaine bumped by Ellis. Ribeiro plays it around behind for Forsberg. Forsberg at center. Is out of the reach there of Franzen. And the Wild start back with Leopold. Dumba whips it across for Bronziak. Slides it down into the corner. Carter's knocked down there by Ellis. Fontaine trying to work through a check. Dumba backpedaling but holds for Minnesota. Played it out front, tipped away, and Neal leads a 3-on-2 rush at the Minnesota line. Ribeiro back to Forsberg. Ribeiro now to the point, tried to get it to Weber, and it's flipped away by Brodziak. Fontaine at the Nashville line, fires on goal. Rinne with the save.
Got a little bit too much passing there for that line. Forsberg dropped it to Ribeiro, and naturally you want to get it back for the howitzer by Weber.
Here is a Weber blast. Brodin in behind for Minnesota.
They tagged Bork, his own player, in the slot with that one.
Bork trying to hold the zone. Stewart trying to fight his way out for Minnesota. Good pursuit by Gausted. Forced Suter to play the puck in our first round of Suter boos. Josi around behind the net for Weber. 15 goals for each of those guys in the top D pairing for Nashville. Stewart played it across to Granlund. He tried to center. That's taken away. And the Predators able to clear. Icing waved off. Brodin, the second man in after Wilson played the puck for Nashville. Deflected at the line. Brodin now has it for Minnesota out to center ice. And Ekholm wraps it right back in. Suter plays it to the line. Santorelli holds. Into the corner, Smith. Pinched off the puck by Granlund. Santorelli out to the point for Jones. His shot got through. And it's 2-0 Nashville.
Nashville defense are known for shooting the puck and getting it through. And Jones just fired this one. I don't know if it even touched anybody. It looked like it just sailed right up into the upper corner. But what they do have is good presence in front of the net, bodies in front, and naturally when you have an opposing team in front, you have your team in front as well. And Jones just saucers this one up in the upper corner, and that was a pretty wide open shot, and Darcy Kuemper never found the puck off the stick of Jones.
Scandella for Minnesota. Unable to get it past Järnkrok. Stallberg in the corner. Hit there by Charlie Coyle. Stallberg has it back. Spurgeon now for the Wild. But as important as it was to give Devan Dubnyk a night off, this was a very important game for Darcy Kuemper. Last year, this is a guy that won 3 playoff games for Minnesota. And as the Wild have seen over the last couple of years in the postseason, You never know when you might need that second goaltender. Here Kemper makes a save and a long-range shot. But the goal by Jones makes it 2-0 Predators.
State of hockey. We are Fox Sports North.
Well, we just talked about the road prowess of the Minnesota Wild, and one of the reasons why they've been so good is because they don't do things like this. Now, this is a good thing here, keeping the puck in, but watch this. 1 behind the back pass, 2 behind the back pass. I mean, that kind of fancy playing, sometimes it's necessary to make a pass like that because of body positioning. But if you're playing a little too fancy on the road, sometimes you're going to find yourself just getting the puck back the other way and skating 200 feet. So the Wild have to just play a good aggressive road game here. And so far they have not been able to gain the offensive zone with consistency.
Rinne leaves it behind the net. Neal at center ice. Whips it across for Forsberg. Forsberg just inside the Minnesota line. Threads one through for Ellis. Centers. Neal there. Kemper able to get a pad on it. Neal in the corner. 7th consecutive year. Over 20 goals for James Neal with 23 this season. First year with the Predators. Fontaine along the boards. Lost it to Forsberg. And then it's chipped out to center. Weber goes back to pick it up for Nashville. Icing waved off on the play. Both teams change as Weber sets up in his own zone. Yossi across to Weber. Predators into the offensive zone. Beck plays it down low. Gaustad out to the point. Weber's shot blocked by Zucker. Suter was unable to clear. Gaustad trying to catch up with it along the boards. Stewart's there for Minnesota. And now Mikko Koivu across to Suter. Suter booed as he dumps the puck in. It'll be icing against the Wild. Girls on the Run Twin Cities uses running to inspire girls to be healthy and confident. Saturday, May 30th, join the Fox Sports North girls at the University of Minnesota for the Girls on the Run Spring 5K. To register, visit foxsportsnorth.com and click on upcoming events. Santorelli on this draw against Koivu. Santorelli picked up one of the 2 assists on the Seth Jones goal. Craig Smith had the other. Zucker spins away from Weber. Decides to be proactive and try and throw a hit at the big defenseman. Weber, second leading hitter on this Nashville team with 146 hits on the season. Zucker in behind, centered. Koivu, the backhand. Saved by Rinne.
That's all created by hard work by Jason Zucker. Now, remember a while back when Mike Gill said Zucker could eventually be like Parise in the way he plays? That was a very Parise-like play behind the net.
Scandella played it up through neutral ice. Jones turns it back the other way. Ekholm to the Minnesota line. And Bergenheim back to recover for Minnesota. Sean Bergenheim carries ahead to center ice. Dumps it in from the Nashville blue line. Battle in the corner. Bergenheim knocked to the ice. Out to the point where Leopold holds. And it deflects out of play.
Well, Jason Zucker, and I like the fact that he's taking the initiative here, not just peeling off and not worrying about being physical. He's initiating some of it. That's good, especially against a big guy like Shea Weber. And then his work pays off here as he's able to dig it out. And again, against Shea Weber, find a little gap there, and Koivu hitched one up. And Pekka Rinne was able to glove it down.
Jones trying to play it out. Pominville to Granlund. Granlund knocked down on the play by Cullen, and it comes back out to center. Dumba there for Minnesota. Leopold carries ahead for Minnesota. Finds Matt Cook. Cook fights his way into the Nashville zone. Stahlberg at the Minnesota line dumps it in. Takes a return pass behind the net. Tied up there by Brodin. Out to the point, Franzen. Franzen throws it off the end board. Stahlberg And now Ribeiro taken away by Brodin. Jonas Brodin to Ryan Suter, and the Wild come to center. Suter into the Nashville zone. Forced to the outside. Ridden into the wall by Franzen. Brodin. Down from the point for Minnesota. He's tied up from behind by Ellis. Cullen tried to get it to Neal and hops over his stick. Cook's shot was blocked and deflects back into the Wild zone. Suter to Brodin and then to Charlie Coyle. Coyle weaves his way through traffic. Coyle in, fires, and it was deflected well wide. Coyle behind the net. Schrader setting up in the high slot. Coyle tried to sneak one through for Schrader, but it was deflected. Cook hit by Gaustad behind the net, and Rinne covers up. Net knocked loose. We get a whistle. Nashville leading 2-0.
Oh, there's Bob Mason, goaltending coach for the Minnesota Wild. One of his pupils is in the net right now. Devin Dubnyk has been his since January 15th, and he has been exceptional on the road. Dubnyk has had series of shots in periods where seems like he's a man on an island, and he has been the kind of guy who has shown through and helped the Wild continue that road domination. Not an easy thing to do. Some tough buildings and some very, very talented teams.
Predators efficiently out of their zone and into the Wild end. Back. Ian Bourque sandwich Scandella. Gaustad plays it into the corner. Beck lost his stick there in a battle with Scandella. It's going to be a slash against the Wild defenseman.
And this is the kind of penalty that the Wild wouldn't gain, or at least didn't, the last time they had two sticks broken by a slash. And here's Scandella in an aggressive fashion breaks a stick.
Minnesota minor penalty 6, slashing.
And it is a penalty. You slash a guy's stick, it's an interference. In this case, it's a slash, but it's an interference-type penalty where you negate the player's opportunity to play because now he doesn't have a stick. So this is a penalty that we should see called on consistent basis. And unfortunately for the Wild, in too many cases, when they get theirs broken, we haven't seen a call go the other way.
So the first power play of the night goes to Nashville. Jones in, fires, saved by Kemper. And the rebound controlled by Brodziak. Forces it across to Matt Cook. Cook in, shorthanded for the Wild. His shot deflects wide. Suter and Brodin, the defenseman. Cook and Brodziak, the forwards for Minnesota. Now Carter takes the spot of Cook as the Predators come into the offensive zone. Wilson battling in the corner. Smith also there. It's Ribeiro that comes away with the puck. Out to Jones and across to Ellis. Ellis with a drive, gloved and held by Kemper.
Well, they haven't had a ton of shots, but a lot of them are going up high. Darcy Kemper has taken a lot of shots up in the upper body area. That one he gloves down, and the last goal did float over his glove as well. So they're really targeting up top on Darcy Kemper.
Menard's game reset. Forsberg with his 25th goal of the season. That came early. Just the second shot of the night for Nashville. Then Seth Jones added his 8th. And the Preds now on the power play. Already on top by 2. Josi to Forsberg. Back for Josi out of his reach. And then it gets by Weber. Fontaine's able to clear for Minnesota. Fontaine and Schrader up front. Two guys who prior to the last couple of months hadn't spent much time on the penalty kill in the National Hockey League. Forsberg along the boards. And it gets by Weber at the point. He has to come back and retrieve. Gives to Forsberg. Nashville's power play near the bottom of the league. It's been slightly better lately. 3 power play goals in their last 3 games. Josi has it in the corner. Up high for Weber. Back to Josi. Works to the middle. Josi fires. That's wide. Rebound controlled by Neal behind the net. He gives to Forsberg. Out to Josi and across to Weber for a drive. Blocked by Cook. And then Weber whacks it up and out of play into the Wild bench.
Yeah, you may see some different personnel on the penalty kill, especially with a big bomb like Weber's. You don't want to get a guy like Mikko Koivu out there taking one in the hand or something. So Mike Yeo will probably rotate some guys through. And as you mentioned, some guys that have just recently found themselves on the penalty kill, and he probably worked them a little bit through the lineup.
22 left in the power play as we draw at neutral ice. Brodin fires it in. Rinne to leave it behind the net for Jones, and the Predators start out. Jones pass too far for Ribeiro, and now it's Brodziak. Brodziak to the Nashville line, lost the puck. Smith plays it across. Ekholm has it. Power play is over. Scandella's back on, and the league's best penalty kill has once again done its job. Spurgeon in the corner for Minnesota, tipped out to center by Brodziak. Predators have it there. Jones works his way to the Minnesota line. Puck hit a linesman. Järnkrok back into his own zone. Jones lost it to Granlund. Bergenheim in, and a save by Rinne. Bergenheim playing in his 16th game with the Wild here tonight, but he's been a scratch each of the last 5. So far with Minnesota, 1 goal, no assists in those 15 games. Stallberg, pressured by Cook, plays it to the corner for Cullen. Cullen tried to center. Dumba got a stick on it. Pominville across for Granlund.
You remember that Bergenheim's very first game with the Wild came in this building, and he hustled just like he's hustling in this game.
Stewart trying to keep the forecheck alive for Minnesota. Josi able to play it ahead, and Koivu has to come back to retrieve for Minnesota. Scandella ahead for Stewart. Stewart assisted on Zucker's game winner in Chicago 2 nights ago. Goal that gave Minnesota a 2-0 lead in the eventual 2-1 playoff clinching win over the Blackhawks. Scandella back in his own zone. Beck bumps Spurgeon off the puck. Scandella joins the fight for Minnesota, and Stewart has it along the boards. Out through neutral ice, trying to get it to Zucker. Scandella kicks it ahead, but Bourque is there to intercept. Predators start out one last rush with 15 seconds left in the period. Santorelli dumps it in. Smith tied up by Brodin. Suter plays it ahead. Cook relays it out and all the way down. It will be no icing. They wave it off, and the horn sounds, ending the first period.
Well, kind of a tough period. The Wild did get some forechecks in, and a couple pucks floated by Kemper. We'll see how he manages that through the intermission and into the second period. But the Wild want to spend a little more time in the offensive zone.
Our CenturyLink link to what's next. We'll be joined by the Star Tribune's Michael Russo. Get his thoughts on what's happening here tonight in Nashville, what's ahead for the Minnesota Wild. But up next, we'll hear from Matt Cook, who's back in the lineup for Minnesota tonight. Nashville 2, Minnesota 0 after 1. (2-0) in favor of the Predators. Goals by Forsberg and then Jones have Nashville on top on home ice. And we're underway in the second. We start 5 skaters aside. Only penalty of the first period was called against Marco Scandella, giving Nashville the period's only power play. Not a particularly heavy hitting period. The Wild had a slight edge in hits, 8-7. Back at center, plays to the Minnesota line. Spurgeon, first man of the puck, spun around by Bourque. Plays it across for Scandella and then ahead to Koivu. Koivu dumps it in. Predators started play tonight 1 point behind St. Louis in the race for the Central Division Championship. Blues playing the Blackhawks tonight in St. Louis. They're scoreless in the second period. Wild will close their season Saturday against the Blues. Loose puck, Pominville to Granlund, and it's deflected wide by Rinne. Brodin across to Suter. Suter plays it off the end boards, picked up there by Josi. Nashville season ends Saturday in Dallas. Granlund to Pominville. Lays it up high for Suter. Suter back to Pominville. Pominville leaves to Brodin. Brodin shot knocked down by Rinne. And he will cover.
Well, Mikael Granlund trying to manufacture something here, and good hustle and peeled off the wall by Bergenheim, but Pekka Rinne was just able to get across. I don't think Granlund ever got a good hold of that puck. It was such a quick bang play that I don't think he really had a good strength on that shot.
Granlund on the draw. Minnesota wins. Dumba fires on goal, held by Rinne.
That's the kind of shot that Rick Wilson was talking about to me a while back. Guys that can score from the point. And guys like Dumba have the type of shot that make it possible, especially when it comes to a crowd. Pekka Rinne looked like he squeezed that under his arm.
Draw controlled by the Predators. Ekholm back behind his own net. At center, Järnkrok to Ståhlberg. He fires, kicked out by Kemper. Cullen has it in the corner. Bit better pace for the first 2 minutes here of the second period for both sides. Cullen to the point. Jones a shot, and it's deflected. Ekholm, watched by Pominville, plays it down the board. Ståhlberg trying to keep it alive. Pominville's pass behind Dumba. He has to go back to scoop it up in his own zone. Jordan Leopold plays it ahead. It was kicked at neutral ice by Järnkrok. Forsberg back in, and this time Kemper's able to stop him.
On both saves in this period so far, Kemper has moved his body and been set for shots. First one off the pad. This one he was able to trap it down in his body. For Darcy Kuemper, I promise you right now, it's about the mental side of it, because he's got the mechanics, he's got the style, he's got everything, the mechanics for making him a very good goaltender. We saw it earlier on this season. He just needs to find his confidence, get his game back, because he's going to be a terrific goaltender. It's tough to play that position, though, when you're second-guessing yourself.
It's the same guy that started the season with shutouts in 3 of the first 5 games. Spurgeon flips it toward the net. Rinne kicks it to the corner. Same guy that last year was 3-1 in the postseason with the goals against just a shade over 2. Spurgeon to Matt Cook, who plays it in. Charlie Coyle relays to the corner. Long lead pass. Neal. Fontaine in for Minnesota. His shot deflects up and out of play. Tonight on Fox Sports Live, we'll have a look around the NHL. A very busy night. Full coverage from Augusta after an amazing start for the youngest pro at the Masters. And the next great class of Kentucky basketball. 7 players declared for the NBA draft. All that coming up tonight on Fox Sports Live. Brodziak goes to the corner for Minnesota. Jones plays it ahead for Wilson at center. Smith into the Minnesota zone, tied up by Suter. Carter could not clear. Jones plays back down low. Santorelli is there for Nashville. Santorelli battling along the boards. Carter scoops up the loose puck for the Wild. Hands it off to Brodziak, who flips it in. Wild in the midst of a line change as Jones starts back for the Predators across to Gaustad. Gaustad tied up by Spurgeon at the Minnesota line. Beck goes in after it. Out to the point. The long shot by Weber was blocked. Stewart at center ice taps it ahead for Zucker, but Weber is there to play it for Nashville, and it sails out of play.
Stewart tried to catch Weber flat-footed. Stewart just pitched the puck by him and was hoping that Zucker's speed could match. Shea Weber's seen those tricks before. Was able to wheel around and bat it into the crowd above the Wild bench.
It's 4.5 minutes into the second period. Seen many more shots early here in the second than we did throughout the first. Nashville had an 8-6 shots advantage in the first. Minnesota already has 4 shots just 5 minutes into the second. Kemper sets it up behind the net. Spurgeon there for the Wild. Jared Spurgeon. Pressured by Neal. Plays it to Stewart. Zucker taps it in for the Wild. And Ekholm has it. Josi. Josi, who actually leads the Predators in time on ice. Plays 6 seconds more per night than his defensive partner Shea Weber. Battle along the wall. Neal and Forsberg are there for Nashville. Comes to the point. Ekholm was able to hold for a moment, but now the Wild to center with Granlund. Into the Nashville zone. Gives to Pominville, whose long shot is held by Rinne.
Now, Pekka Rinne, he was such a huge reason why this team got off to the start that it did. Before the All-Star break, Pekka Rinne was up in the 93 save percentage range, and that was a big reason why Laviolette's team was winning so many games. And around that All-Star break, a little bit before and a little bit after, Pekka Rinne went down with an injury. He missed 8 games, but he was fortunate, and the Predators were fortunate because it also spanned that All-Star break. So it gave him a little extra time without missing more games to recuperate. Since the All-Star break, he's around the 91 save percentage mark, but he was simply very Dubnyk-like before.
Last 20 games, he's just 7, 9, and 4. With a goals against of 2.65. Only 4 of those 20 as he held opponents to a goal or less. Compare that to what he had done prior in 25 of his first 43. He held opponents under 2 goals.
I think this year has been a very good example of what goaltenders can do for you. And Rinne, Dubnyk, Hammond out in Ottawa. A lot of goaltenders have had a very big season for their teams.
Rinne covers just before Bergenheim could get there. Been an unbelievable run for the Ottawa Senators. They're hoping for a little help from Florida tonight. The Panthers have just scored late in the second to tie the Boston Bruins 1-1. As Kevin mentioned, Boston and Ottawa each with 95 points. 2 behind the Detroit Red Wings, who are locked up in a 2-2 tie with Montreal tonight.
Yeah, I wouldn't have thought that teams like Boston and LA would be on the cusp or out of the playoff picture at this point. That is the tightness of this hockey league right here, and it's compelling.
Well, amazingly, with only 2 games left, there's so much movement potentially ahead. And in the Eastern Conference, there are only 4 teams that have clinched playoff spots. Montreal and Tampa in the Atlantic, Rangers and Caps in the Metropolitan, Islanders, Red Wings, Penguins, Bruins, and Senators all separated by only 3 points. Our Sanford Health injury report focuses on a key player in the East.
Yeah, Pacioretty got hit, then he kind of fell awkwardly with his back into the boards, but see how that comes around for Montreal. a team that has a heck of a goaltender in Price. I didn't mean to leave him out of the conversation when we were talking about goaltenders. He's being mentioned in the Vezina and Hart conversations.
Leads the league in goals against and save percentage. He's the only guy ahead of Devan Dubnyk in either of those two categories. Cook at center for Minnesota. Schrader in with speed for the Wild, able to poke it past Ellis, centered it. Cook was there, but that pass just failed to click. Dumba back to pick it up for Minnesota. Mentioned earlier the flexibility ahead for these two teams. Minnesota could still face Nashville, St. Louis, Chicago, or Anaheim in the first round. Nashville, because they could still win the division, could wind up with a wild card team from the Pacific as a potential opponent, or a wild card from the Central. So at this moment, they could still mathematically face 6 different teams in the opening round of the playoffs.
The Wild are at 4 potential opponents.
Josi sent it wide. Weber fires on goal, and it's held by Rinne.
It's conceivable that the Wild won't know their opponents till Saturday night. The Wild do play in the afternoon, so they could be landing in the Twin Cities after playing. And because Anaheim plays that night in Arizona, it's the kind of thing where you really are watching scoreboards and standings, and it just continues to shuffle around. Mind-numbing if you try and think about all the possibilities.
Mike Yeo talked about that today. He said with so many different possibilities, so many different scenarios, it would be a waste of time and energy to start to think about what happens and who we might play if we do this or if we do that. We just want to focus on our game, make sure that guys that need a break get a break, and make sure that we're ready to play no matter who our opponent might be in that opening round. Josi has his shot blocked by Koivu, then Koivu blocked the second attempt. Josi across to Weber, and back to Josi. Stewart on the forecheck for Minnesota. Weber goes back and sets up behind his net. Josi races ahead. Career highs this season in both goals and assists for Roman Josi. 15 goals and 40 assists. Granlund hits the Nashville line. Tried to center, taken away by Cullen. And the former Spud brings it into the Minnesota zone. A shot from the wing, kicked out and then covered by Kemper.
Well, and you mentioned it, Anthony, and that is that the Wild need to stay with their game, and that means doing things like this. Koivu on a couple of blocks right there in front of the net. That's the kind of game you have to bring, even though this game has guys in the lineup, guys out of the lineup that would normally be in. You can't get into bad habits with a couple games left in the season. So Mikko Koivu shows you his competitive nature.
Wild control, Scandella to Pominville at center ice. Crisscrosses with Bergenheim, drops to Pominville. His shot was blocked. Looked like a stick up high on Yarncroke. No call coming. Wild maintained the puck with Spurgeon. Spurgeon's shot deflected wide. Pominville behind the net. Stahlberg trying to jam it past Spurgeon. Bergenheim holds his own. Across to Scandella, who plays down low. Pominville tried to center. He's tied up by Jones behind the net. Pominville still with it in the corner. Leaves it behind the net for Granlund, who centers. And Bergenheim is stopped by Rinne. Scandella tangles up there with Cullen, and Ekholm able to flip it out to neutral ice. Spurgeon to Granlund and back to Spurgeon at the Minnesota line. Matt Dumba with it here for Minnesota. Gave it away to Santorelli. Drops to Smith, who fires, and a glove save by Kemper. Past the halfway point of the second period. Bergenheim comes close. Rinne stops him. It's still 2-0 Nashville. Wild on the short end, 2-0 halfway through the second period. This is one of 4 potential first-round opponents for the Minnesota Wild. Take a look at how they fared against those teams. 2-1-1 against Nashville. 2 of the 4 meetings have gone into overtime between those clubs. Many people feel the Blues might be the most difficult matchup for the Wild, but Minnesota's actually fared well against St. Louis this year. Beaten them 2 out of 3. +5 in goal differential in that season series.
And they've won in that building. So that's a key factor as well. Can you win on the road in the playoffs? If you don't have home ice, it's a necessity.
They've had some tight games with the Ducks, but have lost all 3. Matt Cook with it here for Minnesota. Tried to get it across to Schrader. Schrader emerges from traffic, but then his shot is blocked, and the Predators come to center. Wilson hits the Minnesota line. Wilson fires, knocked down by Kemper. Josi from the point. That's steered aside by Kemper. Forsberg up against the end boards. Loose puck controlled by Suter. He plays it ahead. The Wild come to center. Cook fires it in, takes a hit from Smith after doing so. Forsberg races through the neutral zone, works his way around Carter at the Minnesota line. Leopold ahead for Fontaine, but it's out of his reach, and Josi back to pick it up. Spurgeon at neutral ice for Minnesota. Fontaine there to cover up, plays it at Brodziak, but he's in early and offside.
Well, road hockey to this point has been working for Minnesota, as we mentioned earlier. Hard work, simplified, staying away from fancy plays, and a good goaltending. Those are all tenets of Wild hockey as of late. Trying to find that here in this game against a pretty tough Nashville team.
Spurgeon at the Minnesota line. Forsberg into the Minnesota zone. Spurgeon has it. Brodziak comes to center. Watched there by Ribeiro. Rinne gloves it, drops it, leaves it for Ellis. Forsberg through neutral ice. He finds Santorelli. Ribeiro lost it at the Minnesota line, and Fontaine scoops it up for Minnesota. Fontaine puts on the brakes. His long shot is covered by Rinne.
Well, Nashville and the Minnesota Wild, both with goal differentials of 29 on the season. Since the All-Star break, though, they've been 2 teams that have gone opposite directions. The Wild at a +38, which is first in the league. Nashville at -3, which is tied for 19th. So the directions of these 2 teams has been very marked, but playoffs is a whole new season, and that's where the Predators are pressing towards.
Brodin plays it across for Suter, and then Koivu dumps it in. Well, the Wild, #1 in the league in that department, but a significant difference between the Wild and any of the other playoff teams in the West, which gives you reason for optimism for Minnesota if you put a lot of weight on who's playing the best heading into the postseason.
And I'm sure there's conversations on the other side of the ledger where people are saying, maybe I don't want to face the Minnesota Wild in the postseason just because of the fact that they are pushing so well in the right direction. So many guys playing well, so many guys coming back from injury. I mean, you look at Jason Zucker. I mean, getting a guy like that back, he's a 20-goal scorer this year. He has 19, I know. But given the full season, there's no question he would have eclipsed 20, and he still may. But getting a guy like that back is like you went out and signed a top free agent or made a big trade. Because that kind of player right there top 6 kind of guy who has also shown an ability to play other situations, third and fourth line, penalty kills. So he really has become a heck of an all-around player for the Wild, and it's going to be exciting to see him scampering around for the Minnesota Wild in the postseason, something he didn't see last year because of an injury.
Bourque has it here for the Predators. Well, it's been such a breakout season for Zucker. Remember, he wasn't a lock to make this team into training camp. When he did, he started the season on the 4th line, had to work his way up. He did, to the point where now when he returned from injury, he was immediately inserted on the top line.
Yeah, didn't even kind of fade him in. Just put him right there.
Predators would have had too many men on the ice if Järnkrok had played that puck, so he wisely backed away until the line change was complete. Predators set up in their own zone. Pominville intercepts, tried to get one across to Granlund, but that was broken up, and now Cullen has it. Brodin across for Scandella, intercepted by Ståhlberg. Scandella rides him out physically on the play. Pominville has it for Minnesota. Turn it over. Ståhlberg has it, but Pominville there to recover. Brodin behind the net. Predators starting to throw a little bit more of a physical forecheck at Minnesota. Santorelli wheels and fires. That goes wide. Cullen knocked down by Brodin. Strum along the wall with Cullen down on the ice. Santorelli comes away with the puck. Santorelli, a late addition to the lineup when Fisher was scratched for Nashville. Ståhlberg behind the net. Bumped by Brodin. Cullen centers, kicked away by Granlund, and Pominville lugs it back for Minnesota to Bergenheim. 3-on-3 at the Nashville line. Bergenheim fires, and a pad save by Rinne.
And not much energy left on this line. They spent their entire shift in their own zone.
Charlie Coyle working in, took a high stick. Penalty coming against Nashville, and Minnesota will get their first power play chance of the night when we return.
Penalty here, and as you said, the high stick on Charlie Coyle, who had the puck moving in, and you could just see the quick reaction. Still was able to get the puck to Leopold, who fired one through a crowd. First power play of the game for the Wild here.
And a little bit of a different look for the Wild with Zach Parise out of the lineup tonight. It'll be Stewart up front along with Koivu and Granlund. Pominville and Suter on the points. Wild missing both Parise and Vanek, who are normal forwards on the top power play group. Wild 2 for 11 on the power play against Nashville this season. Suter plays it down the boards. Granlund deflects to Koivu in the corner. Koivu for Stewart behind the goal. Out to the point, Pominville. Across to Suter. Down low, Koivu. Back up high, Suter. Suter to Koivu. Koivu threw it wide of the net. Pominville able to hold. Granlund along the half wall. Stewart up high, Pominville winds and fires. It was blocked. Granlund holds his own. Across to Pominville. Cross ice for Koivu. Koivu gives it to Granlund.
One thing you quickly see about Nashville's penalty kill, they jump. The Wild, that entire sequence, did not have a lot of time to play with the puck. A couple of quick touch passes are the way to go when you have a team that jumps on you that quickly.
Stewart to Pominville. Pad save, Rinne. Suter up high for Minnesota. Gives to Pominville. Granlund picks it up in the corner, tried to center. Jones got a stick on it. Past the halfway point of the power play. Pominville gives it to Koivu along the wall. Koivu up high, Pominville. Back to Koivu in the middle, Granlund. Suter in, centered. Stewart tips. Suter gives to Pominville a shot, and then Stewart pushed it just wide. Cullen flips it by Suter and hustles in for Nashville. Cullen fires high and wide.
Well, Pominville's absolutely gassed That's why he was having trouble on the back check there, but he finally is able to get off.
Zucker lays it up high for Spurgeon. Zucker, Fontaine, Coyle up front for Minnesota. Spurgeon and Dumba. Here's Dumba, and he fanned on it. Fontaine in the corner. Zucker scores! 20th of the year for Jason Zucker, and the power play goal has Minnesota on the board.
2 games back, 2 goals for Jason Zucker, and as you said, 20th of the season, and that's a great benchmark for Zucker. The fact that he's back at all is quite remarkable. The fact that he was able to get healthy, get back in shape, and play a couple of regular season games before the postseason is going to really feed into his game very well. And Jason Zucker, he's a nose to the net type of guy. He'll always be in a position to score.
Scandella sends it all the way down. Predators able to play it back out to center. Neal has it at the Minnesota line. Neal and Scandella tussle in the corner. Brodin up the boards. Coyle relays to center. Schrader got it to Matt Cook. Scandella in for Minnesota. Scandella spins and goes off the post.
That might be
He signaled a goal.
That might have gone up in the crossbar area where the post and the crossbar meet. Referee called it a goal. They'll undoubtedly look at this, but what a move by Marco Scandella.
Scandella with the spin move to get free.
Watch him just pirouette here and then pop one up, right into the corner of the net. Referee made a very, very emphatic move with his hand showing that it gone in because he sees the bulge in the net. What a play there by Marco Scandella. My goodness.
2 goals, 31 seconds apart for the Wild. Scandella's 10th goal of the season after Zucker's 20th got Minnesota on the board.
Well, you've mentioned that the Wild in so many circumstances have trailed in games on the road. Kind of had them right where they wanted them.
Scandella, who scored 9 goals early this season for Minnesota, has not scored since the calendar turned to 2015 until tonight. Fontaine lays it out to neutral ice. Back to Brodin and across to Suter. So the Wild down 2. Come up with 2 goals, 31 seconds apart. Zucker on the power play from Fontaine and Dumba, followed by a Marco Scandella goal at even strength. And suddenly the Wild even up with the Predators in a very important game for Nashville tonight. Minnesota's postseason opponent and their fate will be affected more by what other teams do than by what the Wild do in their last 2 games. But Nashville, very different. They need wins to potentially win a division and potentially secure home ice in the opening round of the playoffs.
2 of those other teams that figure in, Chicago, St. Louis, are playing each other this evening. St. Louis up 1-0 after 2 in that game. What a great turn of events here for the Wild in this period. And, you know, it all started out by defending, really. A good job in their own zone in this period. Didn't give up glaring opportunities. Darcy Kemper, the shots that he did face, was able to steer them aside, and they went to work after that, firing a couple home in half a minute.
Scandella in the corner for Minnesota. Tied up there by Neal. Granlund there to pick it up for Minnesota. Neal and Spurgeon battle along the end boards. We're in the final seconds of the period. The Predators don't have a scoring chance here in the second. Wild have outshot him in the period. Bergenheim in for Minnesota. Denied there by Rinne. And a very good second period for Minnesota on the road. Sees them score twice and head to the third, even in Nashville.
Well, that's what you get for patience. The Wild showed plenty of it. Our Window Concepts game reset. Zucker is 20th and second in his 2 games back from injury. Scandella, who hasn't put one in a while, makes a beautiful pirouette move. So the Minnesota Wild tie this one up going into the third.
Coming up, we'll chat with Marco Scandella, whose goal has Minnesota even after 2 in Nashville. By Jason Zucker and Marco Scandella, 31 seconds apart. Late in the second, have the Wild even with the Predators 2-2 as we head into the third period. Wild clinched their third consecutive trip to the playoffs in Chicago Tuesday night. The schedule for round 1 will be announced Sunday, April 12th, and tickets will be extremely limited. Visit wild.com for ticket information and other playoff news, including broadcast schedule, special events, and pregame festivities. Our Bud Light What's on Tap. Once that schedule is announced, we will know our schedule on Fox Sports North. The one thing we know for certain, we'll have a 1-hour pre- and post-game show before and after every Wild playoff game throughout all rounds of the postseason. We will know all the details once the playoff field is set on Saturday, and then the schedule for the postseason is set on Sunday. The whole league wraps up Saturday, all 30 teams in action. Sunday they'll figure out the schedule. Some series will begin that following Wednesday, some on Thursday. We talked about earlier, the Wild still have 4 potential first-round opponents: Nashville, Chicago, St. Louis, or Anaheim. The picture will be slightly more clear by the end of play tonight. Blues are leading Chicago 1-0.
Well, looks like a couple penalties, and now Stewart's going to get mixed up, and Gaustad's getting in there as well. What happened was Stewart was mixing it up a little bit during that entire shift, actually, I think with Bourque. But then Gaustad, here's one little hit. Stewart will get involved with Bourque right about here, and then gets hit and then slashes Gaustad on the back of the leg, and here's where they get after it a little bit. Got a little nastiness here. Got to get warmed up for the playoffs.
So it's Stewart for a slash, Gaustad for interference. And it'll be 4 aside. Mike Yeo has been asked so many times about the impact that Stewart has made on the Wild roster, and he said, look, nobody will look at us and say that we're a big, heavy, physical team, but Stewart has certainly allowed us to match that when other teams want to play that way.
Yeah, he brings a little bit more than the Wild being team tough. You have to have a couple of individuals that can bring it every once in a while, and Stewart is that guy. We've seen a few Wild players step up when needed. Brodziak's another one.
Ribeiro tried to center. Granlund takes it away for Minnesota. Ryan Suter has it for the Wild. Granlund and Palmen go the forwards here in 4-on-4 hockey. Ribeiro has it poked away by Granlund. Regained by the Predators, and Josi carries in. Josi works his way to the middle, gives to Jones. Jones tried to center. Scandella got a stick on it. Jones fires here, and it goes wide. Coyle pressuring. Jones does hold the zone. Smith works his way around Fontaine. Cut off by Suter. Plays it back to the point for Jones. Suter knocks it down. Finds Coyle, but Coyle lost it to Jones. And now Smith inside the Minnesota line. Ekholm dropped it back. A quick shot by Wilson. Saved by Kemper. And the Wild clear. It'll be icing against the Wild. Faceoff will come back into the Minnesota zone.
Well, Marco Scandella, and we talked about his gap control earlier in the game, and he's got a calm to his game now that really is evident when he's out on the ice. Good stick in 3 different situations on that last shift. And the Wild finally were able to get a save and get it fired out of the zone.
Kemper hangs on again.
Let's take a look at Marco Scandella. We saw what he can do with his stick when he steps up into the offensive zone like he did last period, but does a good job in just getting pucks and taking away lanes.
Scandella plays this game at 1 speed. 1 speed only.
Yeah, full throttle, and he's physical as well. He's one of those, I guess, sneaky, strong guys. Doesn't look big, but he has a lot of strength to him.
Draw coming here in the Minnesota zone. 4-on-4. Leopold plays it ahead for Koivu. Koivu's cross-ice pass deflected in by Spurgeon. Zucker in on the forecheck. Neal trying to jam it past Spurgeon. Yarncroke there to scoop it up for the Preds. Drops it back in his own zone, and Josi races through the neutral zone. Josi rings it around. Yarncroke tied up by Leopold. Zucker has it there for Minnesota. The penalties are over, and we're back to 5-on-5. Weber plays it up the boards. Cullen just off the bench in the corner. Battling there with Spurgeon. Josi at the point, across to Weber. Weber fires toward the net. Kemper makes the save, and the rebound cleared. Stewart controls for Minnesota. Neal brings it in for Nashville. Flips a backhander toward the net. Kemper pushes it into the corner. Santorelli lost it behind the goal. Neal there to scoop it up in the corner. Fired toward the goal. May have been deflected by Cullen. Kemper makes the save, and Carter lugs it forward for Minnesota. Into the corner, Ellis slams Brodziak into the boards. Fontaine deflects for Minnesota, but Forsberg plays it ahead. Forsberg gives to Wilson, broken up by Scandella. Wild have won each of their last 11 road games. So often they've been in this very spot, even or behind, heading into the third. They were even in Chicago Tuesday night after 2 and found a way to score twice and beat the Blackhawks. Well, we told you a little bit about what's happening in the East. In the West, St. Louis is leading Chicago 1-0 early in the third. A Blues win and a Wild win means St. Louis clinches the division. The defending champs are on the ropes. They have 2 games remaining, each against other contenders. And Calgary's on top of them tonight, 2-0. The Flames have a 2-point lead over the Kings already. A Flames win in regulation tonight means the Kings cannot catch Calgary.
Simply amazing. I think the big failure for LA was that loss against Edmonton. A 4-2 loss in their last game. They knew that the Calgary game would be tough, but that one was really might have been the last nail in the coffin.
Kings are 3 points behind Winnipeg starting play tonight. You saw the Winnipeg score, the Jets scoreless in Colorado.
Kemper tracking pucks a lot better as the game's gone on here. Second period was solid. This one, he's seeing the puck a lot better. He's finding it. You have to look for it when you're a goaltender. You can't just expect that you're going to pick it up as it's coming through, and he's looking for it before the shot's taken, and he's tracking it very well.
Told you earlier about some of the results in the East. Ottawa did win their game against the New York Rangers. Ottawa now sitting at 97 points, tied with Detroit. Detroit about to head to overtime in Montreal. If that game goes overtime, Detroit would clinch a playoff spot. Boston has just given up a goal, and they trail the Panthers by 2 late in the game in Florida. Bergenheim to Pominville, and the Wild hit the offensive line. Ribeiro comes away with a loose puck for Nashville. And ahead for Weber at center. Poke checked away, but now Forsberg has it. Forsberg in, looking for Ståhlberg. Kemper deflected it, and it winds up in behind the net. Ståhlberg plays it, gives to Ribeiro. Ribeiro watched by Granlund. Up high Franzen. His shot got through, and Kemper starting to track the puck better and better through traffic.
I like that one, especially from the point. Takes a little longer to get there, which means there's more space for things to happen. Deflections, players to step in front of you. And you remember the second goal, how he didn't look around the defender and it found the top corner. Watch him look here. Finds it. And even with the number 6 for Scandella staring him right in the face, he was able to seek out that puck and grab it and freeze it.
Out to the point, Jones works to the middle, fires, save, Kemper, rebound, and Cullen threw it right through the crease. Zucker for Minnesota. Taken away by Järnkrok, who plays it back into the Minnesota zone. Brodin gives to Suter. Suter plays it off the boards for Stewart. Zucker breaking for the net. Stewart goes to Koivu, but it was deflected away. Stewart centered, and Zucker was tied up. And the puck comes all the way back down into Minnesota territory. This line has developed a quick chemistry. Zucker had played with Koivu before his injury, but obviously Stewart was not even with the club yet at that time. They seem to fit very well together. Wozniak to Carter.
I asked him what it was. He said, Stewart's a pretty quick guy for what you'd think. He's obviously a big player, but he's got more speed than people give him credit for, and he also has very good hands. You remember that nifty little pass that he made to Zucker on that break in the Chicago game.
Carter trying to work his way up the boards. Ekholm grabs the loose puck for the Predators and plays it off the glass out to center. Leopold knocks it out of the air. No hand pass as Ekholm was the first one to touch it. Leopold has it for Minnesota, watched by Smith. Fontaine across to Dumba, and the Wild come to center. Coyle tried to drop to Cook. Cook, by the way, was credited with an assist on Minnesota's second goal. Cook in his first game back. Missed the last 31 for Minnesota. Scandella plays ahead to Cook. Ellis back behind his net, watched by Schrader. Long pass out of the reach of Gaustad. Scandella across to Spurgeon. Spurgeon carries forward for Minnesota. Marco Scandella scored his first goal since late December earlier tonight, his 10th of the year. Neal able to force it out to center. Forsberg into the Minnesota zone. Suter took it away. Ribeiro trying to get it back to Forsberg. Knocked out of the air, and Granlund gives to Bergenheim. Into the Nashville zone. Pominville behind the net. Pominville withstands a hit. Looking to feed the point. It's taken away by Neal. Neal across to Forsberg. Forsberg back to Neal. Neal fires. Pad saved by Kemper. Neal in the circle. Out to the point. Ribeiro fires, blocked by Granlund. Yossi settles it down. Forsberg has it. Plays it across. Neal tied up by Brodin. Hands it off to Forsberg. His shot blocked by Granlund.
Second one of the shift for Granlund.
Weber's long shot tipped just wide by Ribeiro. Good pressure from the Neal-Ribeiro-Forsberg line. Neal with another shot, and it's covered by Kemper. Shoves exchanged. Granlund blocked a couple of shots, then jumps to the defense of his goaltender. 2-2 in Nashville. It was Nashville early. Forsberg on just the second shot of the night for the Predators made it 1-0. Seth Jones later in the period extended the lead to 2-0. Since then, Darcy Kemper has settled down and Minnesota has found an answer offensively. Jason Zucker on the power play for Minnesota. His 20th goal of the season. And then 31 seconds later, Marco Scandella with a brilliant spin move. And the Wild are even in Nashville, 11:22 remaining. Fontaine plays it across to Carter. Carter comes to center, dumps it in from the Nashville blue line. Scandella plays behind for Fontaine. Fontaine trying to escape Smith. Out to the point, Spurgeon. Spurgeon sends it in. Carter on the forecheck. Fontaine along the wall. Hit by Smith. Carter pushed it too far for Brodziak. Scandella holds his own for Minnesota. Brodziak in the corner, watched by Ellis. Leaves for Fontaine. Spurgeon fires. It's blocked. Brodziak tried to thread one through for Fontaine, but Fontaine had headed off on a change. Minnesota had turned the tables on Nashville in the second period. Had the better of the play, better of the chances. Here in the third, the flow has been the other way. The Preds have outshot them 10-1 so far here in the third period. Beck reaches center ice. Zucker goes down as the puck comes back into the Minnesota zone. Stewart with it there. Got it to Koivu. Koivu carries to the red line.
Zucker's so fast that he can quickly adjust and support the puck regardless of who has it. Supporting Stewart. Koivu then got it, was able to support Koivu in trying to get out of that zone.
Bourque tips it in. Into the corner, Coyle flips it out to center. Schrader racing in for Minnesota. Schrader, first man on the puck, plays it around behind, was looking for Dumba. Jones intercepts and floats it high in the air out to center. Dumba whacks it back for Schrader. Cook tried to play down low. Schrader there for Minnesota. Gives to Cook in the corner. Ekholm had it for a moment. Suter at the line as it poked past him by Neal, but held by Coyle. Ekholm hit by Cook. Schrader's on it for Minnesota. To the point, Suter plays it off the end wall. Coyle there. Tried to center. Cook was tied up. Forsberg sends it ahead for Ribeiro. Ribeiro into the Minnesota zone. Neal working his way toward the slot. Ribeiro cut off neatly by Suter and forced to just dump to the corner. Franzen's shot kicked out. Forsberg on the rebound. Saved by Kemper. Biggest stop of the night for the Minnesota goaltender. He slides to his left, slams the door, keeps it even. 2-2 in Nashville.
Well, since the first period, he has gotten more and more comfortable, more and more confident, and the saves keep coming. There, a blocker save. Wild couldn't get it out, and look at that move. Great push as he dives across and stops the man who scored the first goal of the game on him, Forsberg.
Draw controlled by Minnesota, and Spurgeon starts ahead for the Wild. Spurgeon into the Nashville zone. His shot kicked out by Rinne, and the Predators come to center. Smith has it knocked away by Scandella, and then Granlund has it at center. Bergenheim pushes it past Ekholm. Ekholm around behind the net. Jones is there for Nashville, got it ahead. Pominville kicks it to his stick and then flips it back in for the Wild. Bergenheim blasts Ekholm in the corner. Jarnkrok starts it back, taps ahead to Santorelli. Santorelli at the Minnesota line. Tried to work to the middle. Koivu had him tied up. Brodin hustling to the corner. Unable to get it past Josi. Josi into the corner. Santorelli now behind the net. Brodin there for Minnesota. Stewart settles it down and pushes forward. Koivu with it for the Wild. Koivu to Stewart. Stewart forced outside by Weber. And now it's Weber that carries to center. Fires it in from the red line. Rings around. Leopold settles it down for Minnesota with 7.5 to go. Wild trying to extend their road winning streak. Also trying to extend a string of solid play here in Nashville, where they're 4-1-2 in their last 7. Or Jimmy John's delivery of the game.
Well, he's freaky fast. There's no question about that. And Zucker continues to show signs that he is back and getting better. Look at the little spin moves he makes to try and get free. He's initiating contact. That's a good sign. And of course, well, what he does so very well, and that is finish. 2 games back, 2 games with a goal for Jason Zucker, including his 20th of the season.
Scored 4 goals now in his last 6 games played, with the time missed due to injury in the middle of all of that.
Yeah, his injuries last year and this year are almost to the day. Only a few days apart. Last year's injury kept him out of the rest of the season, including postseason. This year, he came back early, very early, and even is catching a few regular season games.
Neal couldn't pull the trigger, then his second shot is blocked. Forsberg trying to escape Leopold. Dumba got a stick on it. Neal hustles over to hold it. Leopold, first man on it for Minnesota. Plays it ahead. Fontaine at center. Gives to Brodziak. Forsberg back to pick it up. He turned it over, but it hit a skate. And Ribeiro recovers. Ribeiro into the Minnesota zone. Crisscrosses with Neal. Flips one down into the corner. Neal has it there. To the point for Jones. Jones fires. Save made. Jones in the corner. Spurgeon got a piece of it. Spurgeon plays ahead to Fontaine, who comes to center ice. Good at the line. His shot held by Rinne with exactly 6 minutes left here at Bridgestone Arena.
Well, Ribeiro came in and made a number of east-west moves. He was obviously trying to buy time so that he could feed the puck to one of his teammates. And he did. I mean, he did buy some time for guys to get in the zone, but he also bought time for the Wild to get back on their back check and were able to take the puck away and work it down the ice offensively.
Bourque chasing down a puck in the Minnesota zone. Circles the Wild goal, leaves it in the corner. Gaustad sends it in for Beck. Cook has it here for Minnesota and flips it down the boards. Long pass intercepted by Dumba, who plays it in. And now Jones settles it down for Nashville. Santorelli to the Minnesota line. Bergenheim turns it back, gives to Granlund. Granlund into the Nashville zone. Bergenheim plays it across for Dumba. His shot disrupted by Josi and played out to center ice. Granlund clips Stallberg, and it's going to be a penalty that will put the Predators on the power play with a chance to break the tie. 2-2 in Nashville.
They're good at it.
Best in the league. This game means an awful lot to the Nashville Predators. They're a point behind St. Louis. Blues are leading 2-0 over the Blackhawks tonight. A St. Louis win and a Minnesota win would allow the Blues to clinch the division, assuming that the Minnesota win came in regulation time. Smith sends it across. Ribeiro drops it back to Wilson. Power play for Nashville.
Good play there by Brodziak, just aggressive. He knew he couldn't get the puck, so he did the next best thing. He kind of slashed the stick, and it created the turnover.
Carter and Fontaine, now the forwards on the kill for Minnesota. Ribeiro tips it in, but it's cleared quickly.
They're not booing Suter. They're booing this power play right now.
Second chance of the night for Nashville. Wild killed the first. Neal with it. Deflected into the Minnesota zone. Suter goes back to blast it around for Minnesota. Ribeiro holds. Neal got a piece of it. To the point, Ribeiro along the half board. Ribeiro tries to play down low. Brodin, the first man there. And now Carter's able to tip it past Josi and down into Nashville territory. Josi pushes forward for Nashville. Reaches the Minnesota line and carries down low. Fires it off the end wall. Forsberg has it on the half board. Predators trying to get something set up out front. Bourque and Neal both in front of Darcy Kemper. Forsberg flips. Tipped by Neal. Bourque denied by Kemper, who got his pad on it. Might have been a high stick behind the net. No call coming. And a shot deflects up and into the netting. Looked like Scandella caught something up in the chin.
Well, Darcy Kemper made the snow angel as he got the A-frame going to make that pad save, was able to reach back and made a long body save right there because that puck had gone the other direction. Tell you what, he has really ramped his game from the first period on. Looks more confident and looks very, very active in finding the puck.
2 goals allowed in the first 10.5 minutes of the game. He's been very good here in the third. And Nashville has fired 14 pucks his way. Inside 3 minutes left. The power play is over. Minnesota's penalty kill 2 for 2 tonight. Gostad in the corner. Suter hustles after it for Minnesota. Brodin plays it up the boards. And it gets by Josi and all the way back to the Nashville line. Beck trying to settle it down at the Minnesota blue line. Plays down low. Cullen tied up there by Brodin, and Stewart has it for Minnesota. Stewart into the Nashville zone. Fires toward the net, and it's held by Rinne.
Well, Stewart, you want to see him continue to shoot the puck. He's got a different weapon on his other side now with Jason Zucker, but Stewart has that powerful shot, good quick release. Curious to see how that combination with Koivu and Zucker materializes here over the next game and then obviously the playoffs.
Granlund wins the draw for Minnesota. Pominville scores!
What a great shot by Pominville. Stopped it, set it up, and teed it up right over the shoulder of Pekka Rinne. Looked like a bit of a screen, but what a quick setup there. Watch how quickly Pominville stops this puck and then releases it. He gives it, stop, and in one motion, bang, it's in the net. That is how you score goals in the National Hockey League. I love how quickly he released that. Didn't allow Pekka Rinne to get over. It didn't allow Rinne to get set. And that's one of the best things you can do to score goals, is to not allow a goaltender to get himself ready for the shot.
Coyle got a skate on it. Schrader dumps it into the Nashville zone. Rinne out to play it. And Minnesota coming from 2 goals down against a Nashville team with an awful lot on the line. Rinne is headed to the bench. Empty net for Nashville. Extra skater for Minnesota, for the Predators. Scandella plays to Cook. Charlie Coyle has it across to Scandella. Scandella will just flip it in rather than taking the shot at the empty net. Josi back for Nashville. Got it to Forsberg. From center. Plays it into the Minnesota zone. Ribeiro dropped it back. Forsberg fires. Saved by Kemper. Centering pass for Neal. He couldn't get a shot away. Stewart has it to Zucker. Empty net for Nashville. Zucker scores! And Minnesota has a 2-goal lead in Nashville.
Zucker gained the red line, so important, and then he can do whatever he wants. Scandella had the red line too, but didn't have an angle, so he dumped it in. But Zucker, after this very good save by Darcy Kemper, he's off to the races. And I mentioned before that the one thing that Jason Zucker's so good at is creating opportunity to give him the puck because he jumps. And he finds the lanes and he finds the holes, and right there he absolutely jumped and was able to receive that pass in full flight. Quick little snapper into the open net, and 21 goals on the season, 3 in his 2 games back, and Jason Zucker looks like he's found the top of his game very quickly after being out since February. And the timeout as the Nashville Predators try and sort out what's occurred here. They had a 2-0 lead in the first period. The Wild have gobbled that up with a couple in each period.
It is just unbelievable the way this Wild team has dominated third periods, particularly away from home in the second half of this season.
The resiliency is amazing as they head a minute away here from their 12th consecutive road win.
And how about Darcy Kemper? First start in 3 months. Rene off. Again, an empty net for Nashville. Kemper gave 2 goals on his first 5 shots faced. And here he stops Neal from close range. That is his 28th consecutive save.
Well, good for Kemper. This is a real mind meld for him in this game. I'll tell you, being down 2-0 with the types of goals that bounced in on him and then one on a screen, and regardless of which way you assess those goals, the fact is 2 goals against early in a game like that after you haven't started in so long is very difficult. And Darcy Kemper was able to work past it. Solid in the second period, and he's been way beyond solid here in the third. He's made many, many key saves.
Suddenly this Nashville team that started out the season as good as anybody in the league looks like they will be denied a division title. St. Louis is leading Chicago 2-1 right now in St. Louis. If that score holds, the Blues will win the division. And that game is now over with the Blues winning 2-1. So this Minnesota rally means the Blues will clinch the Central. The Wild will now reach the 100-point mark for just the second time in franchise history. They are 2 points behind Chicago with a chance to still catch the Hawks and finish third in the division.
An amazing 12 straight road wins, and you look at the fact that it's tied an NHL record. And they do it with a couple key guys out of the lineup, with Darcy Kemper, who has not started since January. What a great game for the Wild. This is a great character game for the Minnesota Wild.
This Wild win means the Blues clinch the Central. The Wild have reached the 100-point mark. With 1 game to go, they'll face the Blues Saturday. And this unbelievable third period run for the Wild continues due in large part to the play of our 10th star of the game, Jason Pominville, who scored the winner.
He's not shy to shoot the puck, no question, but Jason Pominville has been very good, and he sails one home here for the Wild.
Kevin, another magical third on the road for Minnesota.
Fun to watch, guys. We'll break it all down on Wild Eye, presented by CenturyLink, as the Wild go to Nashville and win without some key players tonight. We'll look at Darcy Kemper's win in between the pipes. We'll hear from the head coach, Mike Gill. It all comes your way next, right here on Fox Sports North.